diamonds are forever. They are all I need to please me. They can stimulate and tease me. They won't.
Welcome to the first sparkling episode of the Diamond Trade, where we cut through the glitter to give you the real inside scoop on the diamond industry. I'm your host, Ms. Diamondz, and today we're diving deep into the business pipeline that brings diamonds from the depths of the earth to the dazzling displays in your jewelry store. Whether you're in the industry or just curious about how these precious stones make their way into the market, this episode is for you. We're talking about the key players, terminology, and processes that keep the diamond trade running, as well as how recent shifts in the global market are shaping the industry in 2025 and beyond. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it, because when it comes to diamonds, there's much more than meets the eye. Diamonds. They've been a symbol of luxury, love, and everlasting commitment for centuries. But before they can sparkle in the form of your engagement ring, necklace, or bracelet, diamonds go through a complex journey, from the mines to your local jeweler. And just like the diamonds themselves, the diamond trade has undergone some fascinating transformations in recent years. Today, we're not only breaking down important diamond trade terms like sightholders and lot, but we'll also talk about the industry's changing landscape. We'll discuss the latest financial trends, global geographic shifts in diamond production, and workforce dynamics. So let's start our journey from the ground up and get a closer look at how diamonds make their way into the market. Let's begin with one of the key players in the diamond pipeline, sightholders. A sightholder is a company or individual who has been selected by major diamond suppliers, like De Beers, to purchase rough diamonds at private sites. Now, being a sightholder is an exclusive position. These buyers have access to diamond supplies and often enjoy a long-term relationship with the supplier. But the landscape for sightholders is changing. According to Bain & Co., global diamond sales rebounded to $79 billion in 2021, but challenges are emerging. While the diamond trade has traditionally been concentrated among a handful of large sightholders, there's a growing trend toward diversifying supply sources. More diamond producers are choosing to sell directly to consumers or opening up bidding processes to a wider range of buyers. The role of the sightholder remains critical, but the market is becoming increasingly competitive. And with the new players entering the scene, it's no longer just the legacy names that are shaping the market. Now, let's talk about lots, which, in the diamond world, refers to parcels of rough diamonds sold together. These lots are curated based on quality, size, and shape, and they're usually sold in bulk to buyers. For diamond buyers, purchasing a lot means they get to decide whether to take the entire parcel or sift through it for individual diamonds to cut and polish. Geographically, diamond production is heavily centered in Russia, Botswana, and Canada, with these three countries making up the majority of global diamond production. However, geopolitical tensions, particularly around sanctions on Russia, have reshaped the global supply chain. As of 2025, Russia is still one of the world's largest producers, but many buyers are exploring alternative sources, from new mines in Africa to Canada's expanding production. Let's dive into what happens when rough diamonds come straight from the mine. A rough diamond is an unpolished, uncut stone, and it's the starting point for the entire process. These diamonds are assessed for their quality and potential before moving on to the cutting and polishing stages. Emerging markets are increasingly influencing the demand for rough diamonds. While traditional markets like the US and Europe have remained stable, regions like India and China are showing strong growth in diamond consumption. According to Verite, there are over 10 million people employed in the global diamond industry, with a significant portion working in countries like India, where diamonds are cut and polished. These markets are vital, not only for consumption, but also for shaping labor practices within the industry. Speaking of transformation, let's explore the cutting and polishing process, which is where the magic happens. Rough diamonds are shaped and polished to reveal their true brilliance. The facets are cut precisely, impacting the diamond's symmetry, fire, and sparkle, hence why the cut is so important when grading a diamond. Now, this leads us to the critical position of clarity grading. Clarity refers to the presence of internal or external imperfections known as inclusions or blemishes. These can range from tiny pinpoints inside the stone to larger cracks or marks on the surface. The clearer the diamond, the higher its grade and, therefore, its value. When a diamond is graded, it is examined under the magnification to assess the clarity. The fewer imperfections, the higher the clarity grade, and the higher the price tag. In terms of global trends, clarity is one of the most important grading factors, with diamonds in the VS, very slightly included, and VVS, very slightly included, range, commanding the highest prices. However, diamonds with visible imperfections have seen growing demand as buyers increasingly seek out more affordable options. Let's talk about melee diamonds, the small diamonds that are often used as accent stones in jewelry. While they may not be the center of attention, melee diamonds create a brilliant effect when set together. These small diamonds, typically under 0.2 carats, have become increasingly popular as demand for fine jewelry continues to rise. Interestingly, the rise of e-commerce has helped boost the demand for melee diamonds, especially for online jewelers who can now showcase a wide variety of options. According to Bain & Co., online diamond sales grew by 10 to 15% in 2021, a trend that is expected to continue as younger consumers, especially millennials and Gen Z, turn to the internet for their jewelry purchases. Let's move to vintage cuts, such as the Old Miner and Old European cuts. Both are products of a time when diamonds were cut by hand, and they continue to captivate collectors today. The Old Miner cut is a cushion-shaped diamond with a high crown and chunky facets, which gives it a romantic, softer sparkle. The Old European cut, which emerged in the early 20th century, has a smaller table and more precise facets, providing a greater brilliance. Interestingly, there's been a resurgence in demand for vintage and antique-style cuts, as consumers are gravitating toward timeless, unique jewelry pieces. This is partly driven by a cultural shift toward sustainability. Many buyers are choosing vintage or heirloom jewelry as a way to avoid contributing to the environmental impact of new diamond mining. Now, let's talk about a pointer, a term used to describe smaller diamonds, usually less than a carat. It's also a unit of measurement in the diamond industry. For example, a 0.25 carat diamond might be referred to as a quarter pointer. These diamonds are often used in the creation of accent stones or as fractions of a carat in larger pieces. The term is important because it helps define how diamonds are priced in the market. Smaller diamonds are typically priced based on a per carat value, but their value can fluctuate depending on factors like quality and demand. Of course, we can't talk about the diamond trade without mentioning De Beers, one of the most powerful players in the industry. Historically, De Beers controlled a huge portion of global diamond production, but recent years have seen shifts in their influence. In fact, De Beers has reduced its production by 20% in response to declining demand in certain markets, especially in China, where luxury goods consumption is slowing down. However, De Beers is adapting, launching new marketing campaigns to rejuvenate demand and increasingly focusing on sustainable and ethical sourcing. It's clear that today's market is different from the past, with a new generation of consumers who care deeply about both the environmental and social impacts of their purchases. Now, let's touch on the Kimberley process, an international effort aimed at eliminating conflict diamonds from the market. This process tracks rough diamonds from their origin through the supply chain to ensure that they are not fueling violence or human rights abuses. Despite criticisms of the Kimberley process's effectiveness, it remains a key part of the industry's efforts toward greater transparency and ethical sourcing. Let's take a moment to discuss an essential tool in the diamond trade, the Rapaport Price List, also known as the Rapaport Diamond List. This list is one of the most influential and widely used price guides in the diamond industry, providing an established benchmark for pricing diamonds based on various factors such as carat weight, cut, color, and clarity. Rapaport, founded by Martin Rapaport, started publishing this list in the 1970s, and since then, it has become a key reference point for diamond traders and jewelers worldwide. It offers a reliable, market-driven standard that helps determine what a diamond should be priced at, making it easier for both buyers and sellers to navigate pricing in an often volatile and complex market. However, it's important to note that the Rapaport price list is just a guideline. The actual selling price of a diamond can fluctuate based on market conditions, buyer relationships, and specific demand factors. The list plays a critical role in pricing transparency, but it is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to diamond transactions. Once a diamond is cut and polished, it enters either the wholesale or retail markets. Wholesale buyers purchase diamonds in bulk and then resell them to retailers, who are the ones who put the diamonds in rings, necklaces, and other fine jewelry for the end consumer. Retailers are often the ones you interact with when you're looking to buy a diamond, but it's important to understand that the wholesale market plays a key role in setting the prices and availability. Recently, we've seen a strong push towards online retail platforms, making diamonds more accessible to consumers globally. In recent years, synthetic diamonds have become a hot topic in the industry. These are diamonds that are grown in a laboratory under conditions that mimic the natural process, using either high pressure, high temperature, HPHT, or chemical vapor deposition, CVD, methods. While they have the same physical properties as natural diamonds, synthetic diamonds are often more affordable and have a much smaller environmental footprint. Finally, let's talk about diamond futures. Yes, you heard that right. Just like other commodities, diamonds can be traded on the futures market. These are contracts that allow buyers to purchase diamonds at a set price in the future. Speculators in the diamond market often try to predict price fluctuations and buy diamonds when they're expected to increase in value. It's a risky game, but it's another part of the global diamond trade. As we look at the broader picture, the global diamond industry is valued at $80 to $90 billion annually. But there are emerging challenges. The rise of lab-grown diamonds, valued at over $20 billion in 2022, is reshaping the competitive landscape. These diamonds, which have the same physical properties as natural diamonds, are more affordable and have a smaller environmental footprint. More consumers are choosing lab-grown stones, especially younger buyers who prioritize sustainability. Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of The Diamond Trade, with your host here, Ms. Diamondz. We've explored everything from the traditional roles of sightholders and rough diamonds to the latest shifts in global market trends, including the importance of the Rapaport Price List. The diamond industry is complex and ever-evolving, shaped by technological innovations, changing geopolitics, and a new generation of ethical consumers. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and share it with friends who are just as passionate about diamonds as you are. The diamond trade has always been about more than just luxury. It's a dynamic, global industry, and it's exciting to see how it continues to evolve. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep your shine bright like a diamond.